Bruce Schneier, Data and Goliath, the hidden battles to collect your data and control your world. In a world where your every digital step is monitored and analyzed, privacy seems like a distant dream. Data and Goliath, by Bruce Schneier, delves into the hidden mechanisms of data collection and the global battle over controlling individual information. The summary of the book focuses on the widespread surveillance by corporations and government agencies, including the notorious National Security Agency, NSA. It demonstrates how users' data feeds into an intertwined public-private partnership and scrutinizes the controversial claim that mass surveillance is an effective tool against terrorism. The summary also encourages readers to challenge the status quo and advocate for stricter privacy laws to uphold their fundamental right to privacy.
The surveillance economy. In today's world, technology tracks our every move. From smartphones to fitness devices, everyday objects are becoming data collecting tools. This has created a public-private surveillance partnership, with corporations and government intertwined. To provide convenience and efficiency, people have accepted these privacy policies without reading them, surrendering their privacy. The National Security Agency, NSA, in the US has been collecting metadata from phone calls and user data from Gmail, justifying it as a means to fight terrorism. The truth about online surveillance. Online surveillance is ubiquitous, with every internet user being watched and tracked by various companies and data brokers. Facebook, Google, and Amazon are information middlemen that use your data to boost their market dominance. Cookies are used to track your online browsing, which explains why ads follow you around the internet. The more companies know about your online activities, the more they can entice you to spend money. Governments have also ramped up their surveillance efforts, collecting data on as many people as possible. Ultimately, if something is free, you're not the customer, you're the product. The cost and implications of NSA's surveillance program. The NSA's surveillance program, which began during the Cold War, has burgeoned into a massive spying infrastructure that costs at least $72 billion annually. Following the 9/11 terrorist attacks, the agency turned to bulk surveillance of entire populations to gather information for suspicion-based investigations. While the legality of their authority is uncertain, the NSA justifies its actions with the Patriot Act of 2001, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act of 2008, and a 1981 presidential order. To build this infrastructure, the NSA compels large corporations to provide data on individuals of interest and has even hacked into their systems without authorization. This partnership between government and business allows them to exchange data without scrutiny from private citizens. However, studies have shown that mass surveillance is not effective for preventing terrorist attacks and that false positives can swamp the system. The article concludes by advocating for the regulation of the government's surveillance practices. Privacy, a fundamental right. Citizens of an open society are less likely to speak freely when they know someone is recording or watching them. Government surveillance hampers journalists covering the intelligence community and national security. Fear of prosecution, along with reluctant sources, keeps journalists from reporting on what needs to be reported, and the public remains uninformed. Privacy is a fundamental right that has a biological basis. Human beings don't react well to being watched because it feels like a physical threat. It makes people feel like prey. The article discusses the worldwide movement to recognize privacy as a fundamental human right. Moving past fear. The United States needs to prioritize both security and privacy. It's critical to maintain these basic principles while curbing the excesses of corporate data mining. The longer policy makers wait, the harder it will be to turn the tide. The government should also make counterterrorism strategies more like conventional law enforcement, where transparency and legal monitoring are paramount. Companies should be held liable for privacy breaches and the government should regulate their data collection. Lastly, people should be able to opt out of their personal information being collected and used. Protecting your privacy. Is your privacy at risk? Learn how to protect yourself from surveillance and information collection. Cash payments, private search engines, and encrypted communication are just some of the tips the author offers. Don't wait until it's too late, push for reform now to preserve our privacy rights for future generations.
To sum up, Data and Goliath presents a comprehensive overview of the ongoing struggle for control over personal data, and raises crucial questions about the extent of surveillance in our modern society. The dual nature of corporate and government surveillance emphasizes the need for transparency and respect for individual privacy rights. The summary underlines the gap between the ostensible reasons for mass surveillance, such as combating terrorism, and its questionable effectiveness in achieving those goals. As consumers, it is essential for us to stay informed about the potential pitfalls and risks of the digital ecosystem we inhabit and to advocate for meaningful reforms to protect our privacy and freedoms.